I investigated the biggest predator on Discord. You can't have a title like that and expect me not to click on the video. Like,
today's suspect is Picky, or Pixie.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I saw the Twitter profile. Guilty. Who calls himself the god of femboys? What? Come on, dude.
Or Pixie, or Pika RL, or hell, even Spook RL, depending on who you ask. Self-proclaimed god of femboys and owner of one of the largest femboy servers on Discord. And for the past 6 years, people have been trying to track him down so they can expose one of the most...
What is that profile pic? I mean, is it surprising the guy called himself the god of femboys?
Owner of one of the largest femboy servers on Discord.
The glorious fluffy empire, fluffy tag, trans, furry, and femboys welcome. What the... And you... Dude... This is like the definition of a server that's run by the FBI or something. Because this is just a honeypot. Like, the only people joining a server like this is just going to be straight up criminals. Let's be real.
And for the past 6 years, people have been trying to track him down so they can expose
Epstein.
one of the most elusive predators on the platform.
The subversion of the femboy culture by these damn quangos is diabolical. They took our tomboys too. I will never forgive either colonization. They can have femboy culture, bro. I'm not like I have to say I'm pretty disinterested in femboys.
Well, if there's so much evidence against this guy showing that he's a predator,
Stellar Blade's making a return to the
he's still making a
to the
passive
tomboy
income of over $2,000 a month through community-funded
They
donations.
can keep the femboys, but we need tomboys back. That's what I'm saying, dude.
But to
They
understand
can keep the
Picky's
femboys.
current predicament, we first
I'm
need
okay
to go
without 'em.
back to the beginning. Flashback. Now, before we can do anything, we first need to prove the connection between Picky and all of his numerous aliases. Otherwise, he's just gonna lie and say that it's not him, screenshots can be faked, and the cycle repeats ad infinitum. That's also why I'm gonna be using video recordings for a lot of the evidence where possible. Ah, there it is. Under his initial alias, Spook, he would begin to build a name for himself as a Rocket League streamer. And while evidence of his socials have almost entirely been lost to time, an archived tweet shows Spook announcing a name change to Pika RL, who would unsurprisingly have very similar allegations arise before he would...
This person just changes their username every time they get crazy allegations.
Land on the
And
new
just
name,
got away with it?
Pixie. And I don't think I need to explain to you how Picky is actually Pixie, because it's a one-letter difference. They're using the same avatar, and if you go into his Discord, there's thousands of messages proving that it's the same person. So, the only real challenge would be connecting the Pika RL and Spook identities to Pixie then, right? Well, I say challenge, but...
I mean, the second you see somebody turning a Pokemon into an anime girl...
Obvious cover-ups on the internet, and I'll show you exactly why. Let's start by listing off some similarities, shall we? 1.
I don't know. I'm not one for the Twitter arguments. Like, every once in a while I'll respond to somebody like on Twitter and like in the YouTube comment section or something, but like most of the time I just don't care enough.
Same age. In October of 2021, Pika RL was 20 years old, according to his Twitter bio. And this isn't really necessary, but that also aligns with Spook being 18 in December.
Because unfortunately, giving
according to
people attention that are like that is only going to make them do it more. Because most of the time, people like that, the only reason they're doing it is because they've been starved for attention their whole lives, and it's the only way they've figured out how to get people to pay attention to them.
His own announcement post in his public server, when aligned with his stated age of 25,
no,
that would make
I hope
his birthday
Celestium did get it
February 12th,
sorted out.
2001, which means that all of
I wouldn't call it drama, but I get the feeling I don't like getting dragged into other people's conflicts either. Yeah, that's what I mean. Drama is probably not the right word for that, but like other stuff that's other people's business or like other people's conflicts, like I don't want to be a part of them. It gets too messy, too fast every single time with stuff like that. I'm too old for drama. Most I just give a second hand from those I follow. Yeah.
Ages across each alias line up perfectly. Number 2, they're both from Germany. and German. There's not really much else to explain there. However, there is a potential explanation for some of these similarities that I'll address after points 3 and 4. Number 3, they're both in college, and number 4, they both play Rocket League around the same level according to their Steam profile, which also just so happens
they're obviously
to be
the same
connected
dude.
to every alias Picky has ever been accused of using. What a coinkydink! The possible explanation provided to me from one of Picky's
Always
mods
visit
during my
Germans.
investigation is that Pika was simply an acquaintance
that
of his during
Argentinians.
college, and that he bought Pika's server before converting it into his femboy hangout. Now, he must have also bought his Steam account because through the third-party tracker for Rocket League matches, we can see that both usernames lead to his current account. But then that begs the question,
Can
why
you
would
imagine
Picky wanna
making
buy
a
the accounts of
femboy
someone he
hangout
knew in
server?
real life
Like,
that left the internet after being exposed for preying on
the world
children?
can't be a real
If you
place,
think about
man.
this for 2 seconds, I think the most logical answer is that it's
Turns
far
out we are not
easier
obligated
to, make a
to
new
have a take
Discord
on or be
Twitter
involved
account, practically
with
no
every
cost
interpersonal
associated there,
conflict,
than
even
it
within our
is
own
to make
spheres.
a new
Not only are we not made for it, it's not healthy for us to do it either. Like, it's just human brains are not meant for, are not made for to get involved in everyone else's problems.
Steam
And oftentimes doing so only makes it either worse for yourself or worse for the people involved.
profile. You'd actually be losing money.
The world ended in
because
2012.
Picky exists almost
You know,
solely off community donations.
that's
After
pretty accurate.
realizing his mistake and how it could be tied back to him, he needed a better cover story than just Pika was some random white guy and I'm actually black. That's not me.
I'm
That's
also black.
The person I bought the server from.
True.
I'm black.
Don't ask questions.
LMFAO. Like, yeah,
I was sipping on that on that Kool-Aid pineapple.
I'm a nigga. It's all on the paper. It's all right there. You think I made that up? Think I'm just riffing here? That's his real defense. By the way, I reached out to Picky himself for comment, but he never got back to me. And
Shocking.
his head mod, Pigeon, refused to comment because of previous bad experiences with interviewers. But I imagine any experience where you're getting grilled for facilitating the abuse of children is not going to be a fun one. And number 5 is the most
Insert the Common
incriminating of
Rider,
all.
I become black scene.
They sound the exact same. Here's a clip of Pika RL.
I'll be
talking
black
from
when
a
it's convenient
stream
for
clip
me.
Posted to TikTok.
I'll pull a need to clip that and then pull that out anytime anytime a leftist comes against me. Just be like, I'm actually transracial, I'm black.
It's all kind of like going on.
And here's a random clip from Picky's Twitch.
No, this is unfair. This is very unfair. Also, we hit level 5, which is crazy.
Now, let's overlap them.
No, this is unfair. This is very unfair. Also, we hit level 5, which is crazy. Going on.
I don't know about you guys, but the resemblance is uncanny. We're just adding
Oh, it's gonna
on
be
to
a
the
bad
pile
day
here.
when you guys find my Femboy channel. I have the exact same voice. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine doing this? Like, I just using the Kamala Harris strat. I see, yeah, for sure.
But 6, they both have
I'm actually Native
mental
American now,
instability,
in this
and both of
particular
them
moment,
have
now that
made
you said that.
statements about needing to avoid stress, which is a little more
A
specific
stare.
in their
Rip
explanation.
and
My references are Spook's response to the first.
yeah, I don't have a Femboy channel, by the way. just to be clear.
Exposed thread posted on him by Barksy, where he was caught grooming and soliciting a 14-year-old, and the current fact sheet found
Got that
in
free
Picky's
college ride,
Discord.
yeah.
Number 7, Spook
They let
has
me straight
expressed
in.
sexual interest in urine and vor, both things that
like,
have their
what?
own channel in Picky's current NSFW server.
How do people
and as
get
you'll see
this
later,
like?
is
How do you get this like weird? I can't beat the allegations now. Like, how do you like furry NSFW vor giant? What? I don't even know what water sports means. Like
a common theme
Femboy
in some of the
NSFW.
DMs as
Like,
well. Now, some of
what
these
the
by themselves may be
gender is a social construct, so we can change it. Race is a social construct, but we cannot change it. The left holds contradiction because they see reality as a compromise of contradictions. Well, the left doesn't actually believe anything. They just change their opinions to disagree specifically with you at any point in given time. Water sports means pissing. Ew.
coincidences and wouldn't necessarily trigger any flags while I'm profiling a suspect, but the probability of these two being separate people when they're the same age,
I just don't understand
same
how somebody, that
nationality,
person's collecting
both
like the
went to
infinity
college
stones
around
of
the same
weirdness. You know what I'm
year,
saying? Like,
both play Rocket
do you
League
end up
at
like
the
that?
same level, share a Steam profile, have the exact same vocal inflections.
Remember, they're the good
mental
people on the internet. The
instability,
internet told me
and
so. Oh, yeah, true.
fetishes.
I am the
is
bigot here for judging.
incredibly unlikely. This is just actually statistically impossible. And you'd have to be a fucking moron to believe him just because Picky now claims he's black, and the only
Same.
ones verifying that claim are his close friends and moderators behind
I'm also a
closed
black femboy god. What can I say?
doors, rather than an
Bro, the
unbiased
internet's not a real
third party.
place.
However, there's one really simple way to prove everybody wrong, and that's to show yourself on stream. Wear a mask, maybe just put your arms in frame while you're talking, or whatever you have to. But, I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, because with all the things you've said after changing your name, it wouldn't make much of a difference either way. Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Editor Tech here. I just want to let you guys
Technicals
know
is
this is going to be a
black?
rough video. Okay, so go ahead and
Tell me
grab a
he's
chair,
not white?
eat some snacks.
That filter was
Get
doing
ready
him
for a long
wonders.
one. Wait, what's that? Your bar stool and wooden dining room chair
I'm
can't handle
non-binary.
a 30-minute viewing experience without worsening the scoliosis that you got from sitting on Discord all day? Yeah, me too. Is your chair thin and flimsy, has almost no customization?
All just different flavors of
support for
degeneracy.
your back?
Most of those
Yeah,
flavors though are
me
disgusting and
too.
gross. Yeah.
That's why I ditched my old office chair for FlexiSpot's ergonomic C7 Max.
BIPOC detected.
This chair literally
No, I
feels
like Technicals.
a
He's
custom
funny, dude.
character. I'm not just saying that. I really like this chair. The 5D arms go up, down, and all around. Look at that. You ever just sit there
And he
cranking your chair?
exposes
Personally, for me, I like the arms to be
predators
closer,
on the internet,
so,
so you
my
know.
arms have like somewhere to rest in between typing.
Seems
and
like
all
a good
that.
enough
but
guy.
if they get in the way because they're bumping my elbows,
I still can't
bam.
believe
Or if you're a
To Catch a
wide body,
Predator
like,
got
bam,
canceled
Look, dude.
because they
I
caught
got
a predator
wings on my chair. Don't call
and he
me a
ended
wing
himself.
chair. A lot of you guys aren't going to get that reference. You can change the depth of the seat, which is a 0.2-inch latex cover with memory foam, by the way. There's a lever that allows you to either lock it in place for back support, or you can recline. You can adjust the back and
I have the
head
same
height.
chair that Hans Zimmer
And
uses.
keep this, there's even a flip-out footrest. Incredible. But the best part is, FlexiSpot has a 10-year warranty where you can replace broken parts of your chair and a 30-day risk-free return policy. And if you use my code C730 in the description, you can get $30 off your own chair and give it a spin for yourself. I'm really hooking up all the Discord mods today. What can I say? As I was writing this video, Picky's most recent
I'm a
Twitter
10-foot
got
gladiator
suspended
that's
on
purple.
April 23rd, and he started promoting a new
Same.
one with his main account that he accidentally forgot
Not
to
saying as good of a
purge
chair as
before
Professor X,
rebranding.
just saying
He deleted
true.
this announcement post, but not the replies, which made it pretty easy for me to track down an archive. A 5-second search of his post history shows him pretending to not be Pixie, calling Pixie
He called himself a... This guy can't be real. He made his own allegations? Like, bro.
a pedophile who groomed children, which, may I remind you, is himself. Also, you can defame another VTuber, LineChew, and Velkian. The account was also created
This guy just thinks changing his name is the same as, like, shape-shifting, dude. Like, what?
February of 2025, and coincidentally, their first
If I
post
make
ever was in
allegations against
support of
myself,
Picky's exposed thread
nobody
on LineChew
will
and
think it's
Velky,
me.
only 2 days after he posted it. Then he proceeds to spend the entire day spamming this Google Doc in all of their replies, and conveniently stops posting until Picky's next exposed campaign against a rival femboy server. Of course, I made
There's no way I just heard that right. A rival fit? Is this like Bloods and Crips, but but for femboys? Like, gonna be like the Astolfo side versus the frickin' I don't even know if I know another femboy. What's another anime femboy? The cat guy from ReZero.
sure to record a video of these posts because I already know he's going to lie and say it's not him after I point this out, and that screenshots can be faked. I don't know how to make this any more clear for everybody. Here he is in 4K, pretending to be a different person and calling himself a pedophile who groomed children like 15 times.
This guy's
to
a
try
mastermind.
And cancel someone else. But for some reason, his community thinks he wouldn't lie about changing his identity, and he's definitely not a pedophile. And if this isn't picky,
He's definitely not. Look at the server again and really try and convince yourself that he's not.
then why would he constantly retweet
Like, literally
someone
degen
impersonating
maxing the
him
server.
with his main account when this person consistently called him a pedophile? But now that we've successfully proven beyond a
modern-day
shadow of a
Einstein.
doubt that Picky will lie about his identity and is more likely than not both Spook and PicoRL, we can finally go over all of his past and present crimes without having to second-guess ourselves.
I'm afraid of what the frick has this guy been doing?
At 11:36 a.m. on June 12, 2020, the first cracks begin to show. Picky had a modest following as a Rocket League streamer, until Barksy, an ex-friend of his, would post an exposed thread showing how he pressured a 14-year-old into having non-consensual conversations about sex. Bottoms don't get PP touch. Bikini
How hard is it to just be a normal human being, bro? Like, what? Are you serious? Your Honor, I only confessed to being a nonce as an elaborate troll. Yeah, like...
bottom, WH. Let's go back to Wholesome, please. Unfortunately, he was not, in fact, talking about the bikini bottom. Show Papa where he touched you. Come on. But he also wasn't aware of the victim's age at this point, and would only come to find out he was 14 the next day. How did Picky respond after this realization?
Oh,
You
God, I don't... really, bro? What the... Like...
are legal if you are 4 years younger or older. 14 and up is legal, but I'm 18, so it can be max 4 years apart. Bruh,
Get the wood
we're
chipper,
just giving
dude.
affection. Just something wholesome, though. I really don't want to keep asking, and you feel like I'm forcing. I mean, when Lily told me her age, I kept calling her a jailbait lolly, and I still do.
Some people just
Bruh,
not know. Like,
13.
what do you even do with
Yeah.
these people?
13 is prison age. She also kept drawing hot boys,
What?
so I was like really struggling to be PG. The victim continues to establish their boundaries and wants to keep this conversation wholesome.
Supervillain level
So
individual.
it's surprising how, within the span of a week, Picky moves on to soliciting child pornography and offered to send $200 for a jar of their fluids and assures that it's safer because they're in different countries.
I don't know if I
Despite
can
that
say what needs to happen to this individual on YouTube.
obviously not being true, Picky isn't exactly someone you should trust.
There's
to
not
give
enough
out
rope in
legal
there. There's not enough
advice.
wood chippers in
A brief
the world.
review of his current stance on the age of consent makes that blatantly clear. Even though he constantly hides behind Germany's
actual-
age of consent being 14, Picky unironically believes that a fourth of the United States has an age of consent of 13
What the frick is
because
this?
of an incorrect Google
Guys.
AI summary. I don't know what you have to put in to even get that response.
Put them in the box. More than the box. Put them in the box. Set them on fire. Just send them to hell. You know, like.
But someone needs to investigate that. Not only is there not a single state where the age of consent is 13, none of them are 14 either. Picky also doesn't seem to know what the federal age of consent is in America because the only time he's researching the topic is when he needs to confirm if he's still allowed to sext minors. However,
Yeah, this is the people
he
the
seems to
retards
pick and
defend.
choose
Yeah, it's
when to
interesting
defend.
that this is always the side the left will take. They'll take the side of this dude over the person who's like, yeah, I don't think you should abort a freaking 7-month-old child that's still in the womb, you know? I think it's
Sexual
pretty bad.
relations with 14-year-olds based on who he's talking about. Because when he discusses the YouTuber who made a video on him that later admitted to messaging a 17-year-old when he was 19,
Back in 2023, when I was 19, I cheated on my partner at the time. This is with a 17-year-old. I flirted, I sent explicitly charged messages to someone who was not an adult, and I overstepped their boundaries when they told me to stop.
he calls him a predator and a pedophile, even though he was 19 and she was 17.
Bro. They will. This is something they always do. They do always end up calling everybody else a freaking predator. Which, I mean, the guy still should have been. Like, just control yourself, bro. Just don't send anything to people that are not 18 plus. I mean, you probably shouldn't do it regardless, no matter what. But, like, even if they're over 18 plus. But just, how hard is it to just be a law-abiding citizen? How, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, this guy's trying to, like, flirt with 13-year-olds, and he's like, oh, everyone else is a predator. Reminds me of, somebody, I don't remember who was involved in this, but it was, like, some Twitter exchange where some guy was, like, posting how he liked the Uzaki-chan anime, and some dude respond to him calling him a pedophile for liking the short character with huge boobs in that anime, and then the response to that was just that guy getting imprisoned. The guy who was calling the other guy a pedophile getting imprisoned for having CP. It's like classic every time, dude.
Which, if we do the math, is a 2-year age gap. Meanwhile, he's on his public Twitter account saying, "It's funny, since if every single screenshot in that drive was real, it's still entirely legal." Oh shit, really? Everything in that drive is legal. So Picky is saying here that it would be entirely legal in Germany
Who made Predator Bingo, bro?
to offer a 14-year-old money for sexual
Reset the
favors
clock
when
every
they are
time,
clearly
yeah.
expressing discomfort and a lack of sexual maturity. You might want to get a
literally
second
all
opinion
projection.
on that. But Celestios
Basically their
is
specialty.
the real Predator for a 2-year age gap. That's quite the OJ move, Picky. Hypothetically defending fake screenshots
Yeah,
and a different guy who was deplatformed for sexting minors, claiming it was all legal, and then you just so happen to buy his old Discord and Steam account. You're a fucking genius.
Who do we know that does bingo? Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill on me.
10:26 a.m., October 15th, 2021. Spook is back under the new moniker Pika, and he's more bold than ever. But nothing gets past his old friend Barksy, who is back again with another thread. Pika has a girl at the time, but for some reason is hyper-focused on a new person named Iggy, who I believe to be of age, but also was already in a committed relationship of his own. These screenshots simply show Pika's disregard for his boundaries and attempting to emotionally manipulate and guilt-trip Iggy into reciprocating his affection, which is not an uncommon pattern when looking at how he solicits donations from his
I mean, what do you expect from somebody that runs a freaking femboy Discord, dude?
audience. However, that wasn't the only guy. He repeats this pattern of pushing boundaries on taken men with Shay, who is very clear about how uncomfortable the conversations were becoming, and even going so far
I
as
just
to
don't understand how
describe the
somebody becomes this
situations
mentally
as
ill.
intimidating. So I guess we can add cheating
what the
home
frick
record
happened in this
to the
guy's
long
life to
list
make
of
him like this?
allegations. Unlike his initial response as Spook when Barksy exposed him for soliciting child pornography, Picky seems to have adopted
Like, it's really
brand
easy to just not do criminal stuff.
strategy.
Call me
that
crazy,
would quickly
but-
become his favorite, calling everything fake.
It's pretty easy.
no ma-
And then, of course, you'll have freaking crazy people come out and be like, oh, but they were born this way. Don't care. Not true, for one. Two, even if they were, don't care. Control yourself, dude. Or be put out of society entirely. Fatherless behavior? I mean, this is beyond fatherless behavior. This is just straight up,
Matter
like,
what.
moralless behavior.
He went from, to anyone
Some days
who
I can't
read
help
the
but think
Twitter
the internet
thread
was a
and is
mistake.
asking if it's real. Yes, it's fully real.
This is one of the
It's
downsides of the
unedited.
internet.
To pretending
Even if there are
to
a lot
not
of
know who
good-
Barksy
good
is by
points for the
calling
internet,
them a
too.
random who is faking
But the internet did
screenshots.
significantly
And then he
contribute to
posted
everybody's
an
brains
epic
melting.
video to dunk on the haters. Unfortunately, the Pika RL account would get suspended, just like most of Pixie's accounts, for abuse and harassment. But that wasn't going to stop him anytime soon. You'd think after speedrunning his second identity and getting exposed by the same person that he'd just give up at this point, right? Well, Picky is what we would call jobless. Allegedly, his schizophrenia, stress-induced psychosis, several arrests, and complete lack of time management or discipline makes
This guy has the multiple arrests, schizophrenia. What was the other thing he said? Stress-induced psychosis. How much do you want to bet that this guy's just making that stuff up to try and excuse himself from his absolute degeneracy? Or it could all be totally true. And he's just that crazy. Like,
stress-induced psychosis, several arrests, and complete lack of time management or discipline makes it practically impossible for him to hold down a job for longer than 3 months. And he's already caused 4 different workplace incidents that he alludes to involving assault. This guy lives with his parents under psychiatric care.
just lock him up. 100%, even if one or two of those things is true, then most of that's certainly made up. I mean, people do this all the time, especially people like this. They'll LARP with their quote-unquote disability, or they're like, make something out to be way worse than it is to try and excuse their craziness. People who list their mental illnesses in their bio are very sus, yeah. I mean, you also have the people that are just straight up making up words to try and call themselves, or make themselves feel special, like neurodivergent and stuff like that. It's like, that doesn't actually mean anything, man. Like, what does neurodivergent actually mean if you break it down? Just like thinks differently or something like that. Like, what are you even talking about?
Is unable to drive
We
a
need a
car
sound respect,
and
yeah.
subsists purely off diving through garbage or guilt-tripping his community into giving him their hard-earned money. For someone who
Though it's
spends
easy to believe
literally
someone's
all of
arrested
their
in and out
time
again,
at
that
home
seems to
on
be a trend,
Discord, you'd think he could at least post more than 4 times a month to make an honest living. Somehow, the most egregious allegations were all done under an alias that Picky barely attempted to distance himself from. And even if he did, I don't think it would really work, to be honest. I mean, Pixie, Picky, same profile pic. Come on. So with that settled...
This guy named himself Pixie, and Picky. A master of deception we got here.
here on out, it's all just Picky. The document that everyone shares around...
What does racist have to do with anything here, by the way? That's such a random one thrown in the rest of these. What do you mean anti-LGBT plus? The guy's running a freaking furry Discord. He's obviously a freak. The rest of these seem to be,
to expose the alleged 14 victims
accurate.
is slightly lacking in context for some folders, meaning that I don't know how old anyone is, and I'd even argue that a few shouldn't really be there, because it has nothing to do with sexual abuse or solicitation. So I'm only going to cover the ones that I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, because I really don't want to give him or any of his fans and friends any holes to poke at.
AOC debater. True.
This one was real simple. It's in the chapter title. All I had to do was join both his NSFW and PG-13 server and click on every miner's profile in the introductions channel to see if any of them shared the 18+ server.
Wait, so you're telling me these people joined, said their age, and weren't just instantly banned? Well, to be fair, I mean, if it was up to this guy, his Discord would probably be like all ages because he's a complete freaking freak.
Join. Let me in. Everything I do, it's not working. I can't get in.
Like, it's one thing if somebody comes in there and lies about their age. Like, how are you supposed to, like, stop that if they've somehow, like, got past the Discord age verification and they and they just say that they're above age? That's one thing that I don't like about Discord, is why I don't have one and why I'm wary of making one. It's like, I don't want people who just lie to get into my Discord, you know? But people who would openly join the Discord and then state that they're underage in the sex Discord, ban them instantly. Like, it should just be automated. Like, you should have a bot for it or something. Like,
I don't know what
this
I'm
doesn't
doing
make any
wrong.
sense.
Yo, Sponge, help me get in this femboy server. Come on, get to work.
Oh, now you like femboys, but when I want to get my headshots in the office, it's a big deal.
Headshots? What do you mean headshots?
Look, right here. I got them done professionally. What do you think?
Oh, I really gotta stop doing ketamine. Well, what do you know? In a single night, one night, I found 4 minors who introduced themselves as 15 to 16-year-olds who were members in his 18+ pornography Discord. Obviously, I relayed this information to one of the moderators I was talking to, and all of these people have already been banned. But the problem is that Picky doesn't believe in true age verification because of data brokers. If only he had the sponsor for today's video. Just kidding. He essentially only has a yes or no prompt to stop children from being exposed to his pornography. But the irony of it is that he's consistently gone on crusades against other creators like Lion Chew for making lewd content where minors could be exposed to it. Even though we have verifiable
it is really
evidence
strange
that
how they always attack, like, each other. Like, the PDFs love attacking each other over being PDFs. Very, very interesting. I mean, they should all just be purged, obviously, but it's almost like they think if they accuse somebody else of doing it, it'll take all the eyes off them.
he's exposed several minors to pornography after joining what is supposed to be a 13+ environment even the content Picky makes is no different from the creators he's criticizing, and relies heavily on sexual themes and clickbait to get views. One of these thumbnails is literally cropped porn that's not even relevant to the video. It's not in there at all. And he uses the sexual furry term, not, in this title, and this one just speaks for itself. Like, don't even
want to know what that means.
And if that's not enough to really illustrate the hypocrisy here, his old Instagram account was taken down for violating the community guidelines on child sexual exploitation and nudity, which was initially reported on by Andrew Sinclair in February 2024. Props to him.
This guy's going for the world record of, like, freakiest individual ever born.
Or even having an Instagram account at all, he'll just say that he got purged for being gay. I'm not so convinced that that was the actual reason, but you guys can be the judge here. Since this guy likes to cite German law so much, I'll give you this passage as a little food for thought. Section 184 of the German Criminal Code covers dissemination of pornographic content. And if we look at subsection 1, line 1, it states, whoever in respect of pornographic content offers, supplies, or makes it available to a person under 18 years of age, or makes it available at a place which is accessible to persons under 18 years of age, or which can be seen by them, incurs a penalty of imprisonment for a term not exceeding 1 year or a fine. The excuse of utilizing a simple yes or no age verification becomes pretty irrelevant when there's evidence of each minor introducing themselves to Picky as underaged before then entering his porn server and only getting banned after I intervened. This guy spends all of his time on Discord, and neither him nor his mods could find out that there was minors in his porn server. I found this out.
It's almost
in
like he
single
wants them
night.
there, dude.
A screen recording found in the Drive folder investigating Picky shows his interactions with an up-and-coming creator, Fuwafa. At the time, Picky was 22, and Fuwafa was 16. We can tell from his post that his birthday is in August, and according to this post about his legal drinking age, we can pinpoint the year he was born as well. This is important to know because it means for the full duration of their relationship, Fuwafa was 16. For months, Picky was sexting Fuwafa, asking for videos, femdom roleplay, and most disgustingly, requesting videos of them on the toilet, which isn't out of the ordinary for Picky if you've read the other DMs in this Drive folder, but
femdom? How can you even do femdom if you're both dudes?
just to prove that it's him, the video recording also shows the
Unless I'm
account
misinterpreting
info with his
what that
Steam
means.
account linked that was created on the same date as his current Steam account. And there's also a verified connection to his old Twitch username that his main Twitter account was promoting on this tweet that is currently still up as of recording this video. And there's no way that someone could be impersonating his Twitch because they use the lowercase I, and you can't have duplicate usernames on Twitch. I tried to explain all of this to the mod I was interviewing, and it seemed like no matter what I did, no matter what threshold we overcame, he would still find another way to say that this was faked or he didn't know the age. He told me it could be an imposter.
Of course they would. It's the mod of a freaking furry degenerate femboy server. Like, what? You expect them to see the light, bro?
Until I showed him a screenshot of Picky admitting to getting nudes from Fuwafa that were currently up in his own server. Like, you could just go and find that. But then the excuse just became that he didn't know the age. He was very kind to answer all my questions, but boy was I punching a fucking wall trying to get him to just admit to anything. How would it not still be worth addressing the fact that the owner of your server, that you were a prominent moderator in, unknowingly solicited months worth of child pornography? Even if he didn't know then, years later, after Fuwafa has made it public that they're not even old enough to drink, Picky admits to
running a
still
degen
having
server,
the
and
dick
I'm
pics
surprised he was even able to get
2 years
anything out
ago,
of them.
Which, may I remind you, are nude pictures
let's be honest.
of a 16-year-old.
All the mods in this Discord are also probably doing some weird stuff. Like, seriously, what do we expect from the people even interacting in this Discord server to begin with?
If that wasn't enough, which I don't know how it wouldn't be, Picky also admitted to handing out their nudes after a dispute, which is incredibly illegal in Germany. Looping back to section 184C, subsection 1, lines 1 and 2, Picky nullified his potential defense found in subsection 4, wherein you can obtain images only for your exclusive personal use.
Who goes on the internet, does all this criminal stuff, and then very specifically types it into their Discord so it can be recorded for all time? Because people just have no fear, I guess. Like, are you kidding me?
Of the person depicted the second he decided to share them to others. So let's take that and then couple it with the fact that this was obviously non-consensual, right? That would mean it also violates section 201A, subsection 1, lines 1 and 5, for violation of intimate privacy by transmitting intimate photographs with prior knowledge of a lack of authorization. But I bet you didn't think I'd spend the time learning your laws just for a video, now did you? Good luck lying your way out of this one, pal.
What is artsy?
Only a year later, and Picky is once again trying to solicit child porn. At this point, he's either criminally irresponsible with ages or a child predator. I'm leaning pretty heavily on the latter. Don't worry about proof, though, because we obviously have several artifacts that uncover how Picky was impersonating the VTuber Line Shoe on Discord.
You're telling me the guy that was in a relationship with a 16-year-old is is a PDF? No way, bro.
The same time as the interactions with this 15-year-old girl. And despite the video recording showing that it's someone named Line Shoe, there's also screenshots displaying how it's actually also under Picky's own name. Now, as far as circumstantial evidence connecting this video recording to the screenshots, a couple months ago, Picky was caught impersonating Line Shoe on Twitter, which resulted in someone stealing his old handle so he couldn't use it anymore. This account would obviously get banned for impersonation, so Picky created a new one until that one got banned for harassment, and his most recent account is the alt that he forgot to purge when calling himself a pedophile, remember, to defame Line Shoe. So it is not at all a stretch to think that he would also
this guy is
impersonate
the worst,
guy he's defaming by calling himself
criminal
a pedophile
of all time
on Discord. Number 2, on the same day he made the Picky Paws account,
literally
August
the worst
14th,
alleged predator in
which
history.
we already know is owned by him based on the thousands of messages he sent from
Unfortunately,
this
I have to say
account
the
in
word
his own
alleged.
server. Someone posted the account info of both Discords on Twitter in an exposed thread. If you look at the member info for the
Truly
fake
a
Line
genius,
Shoe,
yeah.
it's
I-
the
like-
same exact join
Come on,
date for
man.
Discord as Picky's original Pixie account before it got purged or deleted, because it no longer exists. Number 3, the conversation, images, and videos he's requesting from this victim, which is a consistent pattern in every story involved with him.
Picky, you're a poopy boy.
Again, I don't really care that
Hold on,
much.
hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail it. I was just thinking.
No,
Well, I
it's
think that
just
is because it
weird
was
because
gross, yes.
Silas said the same thing.
You're a poopy boy, Picky.
I can't get over his German accent. It makes it so much funnier. Yo, what's up, Don Cheeky? How you doing? His German accent makes this exponentially funnier.
All right, it's just own it.
Okay.
And lastly, we have a fucking interview from the victim.
I'm 15 now, and I was freshly 15 when I met Pixie. How do you feel about him denying everything to this day, despite you sharing your story? It pisses me off. I'm not even gonna lie. It pisses me off so greatly.
I do love these
That he
autistic deep
thinks
dives
he's
into stuff.
indestructible
Yeah.
and can get away with anything he feels. He's done this to so many people.
If that isn't enough,
Well, it's good that he's making a video on this, so people will just at least, like, even if nothing legally happens to this guy, at least people will, like, reputation unsalvageable. You can't really make another account to run away from this, bro.
evidence to convince you that this is him in this conversation, in this screen recording, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really put it all out there. That's on you. The provided videos and screenshots show Picky asking for exclusivity, sharing his sex toys, requesting very specific and degenerate sexual content, which relates to the previous cases, like listening to them on the toilet. Remember, he was 23 when he was talking to this 15-year-old that had just joined
Bro.
his server. Did he know the age?
Wood chipper, please, 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 please.
Or did he not know
Please.
the age? At this point, I don't fucking care. How many minors does he need to talk to before he's gonna start asking for the ages? This isn't the first time this has happened to him. But he has the audacity to attack other VTubers, bring up other people's allegations every single day, just so he can distract from the long list of crimes that he continues to commit.
My favorite part is the fact that he called himself a PDF with his alt account. Like, what are we doing, dude?
If grooming children and exposing thousands of minors to a degenerate pornographic pipeline wasn't enough, he also steals art. How many hobbies is one man allowed to have? Can a guy steal some
I mean,
art?
this is
If
basically-
you look at the art he's made in his Discord when overlapping the references,
This is
you can
basically just an
instantly
irrelevant
tell that
point
it's
for the
been
rest of the
traced.
video,
It's
like-
just traced art. He has no artistic style.
the guy
I
is
don't
a
know too
supervillain.
much about the art space, but I don't think they're crazy about people throwing their own watermark over traced art. I just don't understand how he's been able to live off of the good graces of his community despite all the depraved shit he's done throughout the years. Like, how do you pin down a guy who's willing to just
No idea what's
change his
going on or
identity
who this
like
guy
that?
is. Femboy Jeffrey Epstein, I guess, dude. Like, this guy's running a freaking Femboy server and has talked to like 7 different minors or something like ridiculous. Like, just genuinely a supervillain.